and welcome to my YouTube channel. For today's video, I will be talking about 10 things I wish I knew at 16. So there are pretty deep questions, so let's get our coffee or tea or whatever and let's sit down and have a girl talk, because I think TV and movies and TV shows have set these unrealistic realities of how it actually is being 16 or even being a teenager. And so I want to talk about how it actually is for me in my standpoint. So I will be answering a series of 10 questions and I will just be talking about my opinion on it. If you guys are under 16, are 16, or even older, and you just want to see my opinions on all of this, then this is the video for you. Okay, let's get right into it. So for the first question, it asks, what's something that you wish you would stop worrying about sooner? As I answer this question, this is definitely still something that I'm working my way to improve on, but it is comparing myself to others and worrying about the other people's opinions. And I think that is definitely still an issue as you get older, because we consume ourselves a lot of what we see on social media. And I think comparison can also come from just meeting somebody in public and just thinking like, oh, they're so cool, I wish I had their lives. But that doesn't tell the full story of somebody, and people act differently in public and on social media, and it doesn't actually show the full story of how somebody truly is. And so I think that is definitely something I want to work on and put less of my effort and time on worrying about, because social media is such an unhealthy comparison, because it highlights and captures somebody's high points of life, and you can edit it, you can make it look enjoyable, but in reality it could be completely different from what is shown. So that is my answer for question number 1. For question number 2, it ties in a lot to question number 1, which says, how did comparison hold me back? Entering high school, I entered a way bigger school than I was used to, and I entered knowing nobody. So that was a rough patch, but I think that's where comparison heightened and held me back from socializing and making new friendships or relationships, is because I always thought like, oh, they would probably hang out with the people that they were with, or they probably wouldn't want to go and talk to me because they're not initiating to make a conversation. But I think what I have learned in high school is that people are actually not really thinking the bad things that I'm thinking about. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I'm probably thinking like, oh, they probably think I'm like weird or whatever, but they're actually probably not thinking about that. And if they are, then 1, they're probably not your people, or 2, they're just making a first impression, which we all make. And we just work our way through that whenever we actually get to know the person. Entering high school, I've definitely tried and become more open to the experience of initiating a conversation with somebody, because if they're not going to initiate, no one will if you're not going to. So yeah, that's how comparison held me back, but I am trying to push that thought away. So yeah, question number 3 says, what would I tell my 16-year-old self about confidence? I think self-confidence comes a lot from figuring out and navigating what you actually enjoy. I never said what other people enjoy. I'm saying what you enjoy. So if you see a lot of people partying or I don't know, reading a book, and you don't like reading a book or partying, then don't do it. Like, do things that you are actually confident in. Don't do things that people enjoy. Do things that you enjoy, because that at the end of the day will build your confidence. That's my piece of advice for self-confidence. Okay, for question 4, it says, what's one lesson I learned about friendships the hard way? I think with friendships, we have to realize that it will change, whether that be for better or for worse. Friendships go through so many ups and downs, where I think the real test is how you persevere through, especially the down parts, if you know what I mean. I think the way you guys handle those challenges in a friendship is the biggest test of it all. And if it doesn't turn out the way you wanted it to, that's where you take a step back, and usually time apart from somebody actually helps, rather than always conflicting with one another. So I think that's what I learned about friendships. These questions are all tying in together, because question 5 says, how do you know when it's time to let people go? I think letting go is the hardest part of it all. And I think once you realize that you if you aren't satisfied with the relationship you are in or the friendship you are in, and each time there's just always conflicts and you're just not enjoying your time with each other anymore, that's when you know you gotta let the person go. And sometimes that's just the part of growing up and them creating these new interests and you creating these new interests and opinions, and it's just like, it's just conflicting with one another. That's when you know to let them go. A lot of times it's really hard, but if you just realize that it's hurting you and it's probably also hurting the other person, that's when you know you gotta let the person go. Okay, for question 6, it says, what habits do I wish I had started at 16? I think definitely I have become super lazy on gaining and making new skills for myself, like say crochet. I set that goal to become a professional crocheter and I started a week and then stopped. So I want to make that a habit to improve on a skill, even a language. I want to do good in Spanish and Tagalog. So yeah, let's stop being lazy, y'all. I need to stop being lazy. Also, Bible studying. I really want to make that a habit for me. And again, laziness. So let's cut that out, y'all. Let's cut that out. I like this question
oh my goodness, I love this question. I think
because for question number 7, it says, what's something I wish I knew about taking care of my health? So it's been a few months by now that I have taken seriously what I eat and the workouts that I choose, and being consistent in working out. But what I've realized is that I learned a lot from social media and ChatGPT about fitness, health, and what you should eat. I find it really helpful for me, and it actually has helped me with my fitness journey and my health journey. But what I have to realize is that everybody has their different body types, and so I might not get as fast as results as the people that I see from social media. And some things might work for them and some might not work for me. And so that's where testing it out and trying it out plays along with taking care of your health. Also, be careful of what you consume, because it may seem healthy, but there's actually so many things that are added, especially with fast food, that are super unhealthy. And say like getting a burger, you're like, oh my gosh, like it's getting my protein in, the fats and the carbs or whatever, you know? But especially with fast food, that's why it's fast. It's because they have these processed foods. And so homemade foods are definitely the way to go. And there are actually things that may seem unhealthy, like pancakes, waffles, French toast, that could actually be made healthier if you find the right recipe for it. So that's what I've realized from taking care of my health and finding the right recipes and the right workouts for me. But yeah, for question number 8, it says, how can you become more confident even when you don't feel confident? Ooh, okay. I think what you wear can help a lot. Like if you choose an ugly outfit, wow, your confidence is gonna go even lower. But if you don't even feel confident but you put a really good outfit on and you do your hair, your makeup and stuff like that, I think that can boost your confidence. Also, just like distracting yourself from insecure thoughts is also what could help with not feeling confident that day. Okay, so for question number 9, it says, what did I wish someone had told me about dating and relationships? Not gonna lie, I haven't dated anyone, and nobody has really even given me dating and relationship advice. One thing I can say is don't be in a rush. Like, you don't have to force yourself to like somebody. But if I was to give somebody dating and relationship advice, I don't know if you should take it from me because I've never dated anyone, but I've seen relationships, and I think dating is where two individuals get together and they love each other because they have love for each other. But if it gets to a point where the love isn't like furthering and it's not growing, and it gets to a point where you guys are controlling each other and there's fights every single time, like why should that be the point of, why is that dating? Like, I think that's where you need to realize and reflect. Having time apart can actually fix some issues. There are different ways couples solve their conflicts and challenges, and you just got to find that. The biggest test of it all is how you persevere through that challenge, and if you guys are actually willing to fight for that love that you guys have for one another. There are times where people don't even realize what is happening to them in the relationship, and they just have to sit back and reflect. Maybe even talking to somebody about it and hearing yourself say all these things can actually make you realize what is the issue in a relationship. Some people don't realize it and are just normalizing how their partner is treating them, and I think that can get super unhealthy. And just having a friend or a family member be there to listen to you and you saying it out loud can actually help whenever you are dating somebody. So yeah, that is my answer. So for the last question, it says, what's the one piece of advice I would give every 16-year-old today? I think the people you surround yourself with and the influences you intake have a big impact on your life, and making sure that you have the right support system, because you may be thriving as a 16-year-old but also it comes with challenges. And I think that's where having such an important and strong support system comes in. And also, we're not always going to have somebody there with us, or we probably choose not to tell our support system certain things. And I think that's where self-love and self-confidence comes in, and having faith in yourself and God. If you guys believe in God, then I think God definitely is somebody that will be there for you always. But also just having self-confidence is super important, because especially being a teenager, it comes with a lot of comparison and a loss of self-confidence. And I think that's where we need to practice on improving and just finding things that work best for our confidence and for what actually makes us happy in this life. So yeah, that's what I would tell every 16-year-old person. This will be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I know I haven't been consistent with posting every Friday. I told you guys that I would, but I haven't, and I'm still trying to figure it all out of whenever I'm wanting to post these YouTube videos. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and give me any other suggestions that you would want to see in the future for my next YouTube video. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, and comment. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.